Hey guys, Adam Rose, Western Ohio Mortgage here in Sydney, Ohio. I'm the Vice President Senior Loan Officer, and this is another episode of the Mortgage Guy Podcast. And this week I have Luke Dodds from the Timber Garage located in Anna, Ohio, and he is going to give us a little bit of background on himself, on his company, and how he can help you and your clients. Luke, thanks for coming on today, man.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you
super excited.
letting me talk to your audience.
Yes. So I'm not going to do much talking today. He's going to do all the talking because his energy levels are here. Mine are just mediocre. I'm just getting older. So Luke, first off, give me a little bit of background on yourself, just like a little quick bio.
Absolutely. So I'm 19. I graduated from Anna High School in May of 2023. Mm-hmm. So, less than a year out of high school. I was on a big, I was at a total crossroads in life on, okay, do I need to go to college? Can I just run with this business? This is my passion. This is what I want to do. Can I make any money? I don't want to live in poverty.
You make it work, right?
Yeah. What's the point of going into business if I'm going to be poor?
Yeah,
is basically where I was at. And so it was a huge decision for me. And the day before Ohio State orientation, I stayed up for like 3 hours talking with my mom. And I was like, this is everything I know about my company. Here's how I'm going to make money off of it. And she was like, well, that's genius. Why didn't you say that before?
Right. What kind of propelled you into it? You've been around it.
Absolutely.
From family, right?
Yes.
So how'd that work out?
It was just, I don't know. I couldn't see myself in school. I couldn't see myself working for somebody else either.
Right.
When I think about, okay, where am I going to be in 5 years? I don't see myself sitting in a cubicle working for somebody else. Mm-hmm. I see myself out on sales calls. I love sales. I love interacting with people.
Like talking to people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm a people person. From BNI, I like to talk.
Yes, absolutely.
I want to be friends with everybody. And so I can't make friends with everybody if I'm sitting in a cubicle all day.
Right, that's true.
I want to go drive around in my Honda and make friends with everybody.
But now your dad did some construction and building, correct?
Yes, he did.
So you've always been around power tools and stuff like that. Were you the kid that was sneaking out to the barn and playing with stuff, and they had to keep an eye on you, or what?
I always wanted to mess around with his tools, but he typically didn't let me. He was
probably
a pretty
a good
strict
idea.
parent. Yeah, so the saws and stuff, they weren't available for me. So my strategy around that, I was like 16, and I went to Lowe's shortly after Christmas. I had some money, and I bought a DeWalt power saw. And like a skill saw kind of. And got home and I started I had one little battery for it, so I started cutting some 2x4s in the garage. Didn't know what I was doing at all. And he comes out and he's like looking, he sees that I bought the saw, and his eyes get real wide, and he starts like, okay, so
scared but excited, like he's interested in it, but okay,
absolutely.
We've got power tools.
Yes. So he shows me, okay, here's how you got to work this. Don't let it bind up and cut your leg off. And so I hear some horror stories of his experiences on the job site. And
well, someone that's been in construction or building homes all the time, when you're using that stuff all the time, you kind of let your guard down a little bit, right? And you just can't. You just can't. So as long as you're taught well. So tell me a little bit about the business, where you're located, what you provide to clients.
Yes. So my business does two different things. So I always say, we're custom woodworking.
Yep.
Well, that's a huge, umbrella of things. But the two things we specialize in mostly is custom furniture. So, if you wanted a table like this, that's right up our alley.
This table was purchased before I even met him, just for the record.
Huge bummer. So, a table like this, a dining set, conference room table, all sorts of those things.
Right.
Easy projects for us, right up our alley. And one of the first projects that I ever made were cutting boards. And I thought, okay, these things are awesome. They're easy to make and people want them. But, I can only sell one to one person. How can I sell a ton of these to the same types of people?
Right.
And so I was like, okay, business, sell them to businesses. Mm-hmm. And so, I start getting connected with every single business that I can. When I would come home from school, I was a junior, and I would pick up the phone and start cold calling real estate agents and say like, hey, I have this cutting board. I want to give it to you. I want you to, check it out, feel how quality it is. And I want you to give it to your clients. I'm going to laser engrave your client's name on it, and I'm going to make it. You won't even have to touch it if you don't want to. It can ship directly from my shop, which was my parents' 2-car garage, directly to your client.
Right.
And
nice.
If you have a laser or anything, a friend of mine introduced me to the shop teacher at St. Mary's High School, and they had an industrial laser cutter. And so I befriended this guy, called him up one day, like, hey, I got to make a cutting board, and I told him that I could laser engrave this.
Okay.
I need your help.
Okay, so you made the promise before you had the tools to do it. I love it.
Yes.
Love it. Sell it.
So started doing that. I would drive to St. Mary's 3 times a week probably for quite a bit of time, just trying to get this guy to engrave these boards for me. He was super cool. Did it for me. Just charged a couple of bucks for him to be there, taught me how to use it. And eventually he just unlocked the door and let me come in and do it. And going to St. Mary's enough allowed me to purchase my own. So I have a similar laser that he has in my shop now.
Yep.
And so we fulfill everything start to finish. It was in the garage. Now I'm in a commercial location.
Yeah, let's talk about that,
Yes.
actually. So you started out in the garage. It was obviously, it saved you money, right? It's a
Yes.
great way to start a business.
Absolutely.
I mean, very, very low overhead expense, and you had all the tools right there, and you can go to town from
Right.
dawn until dusk and fill those orders. But now you've expanded a little bit,
Yes.
right? So where are you at now? What's
So
your
I'm in
location?
New Bremen, Ohio.
Okay.
We're on the north side of town, and I'm in a 3,500 square foot building.
My bad. Someone's trying to call me already. Sorry, guys.
It's all right. It
Go ahead.
happens. So I'm in a 3,500 square foot commercial building on the north side of New Bremen, and that's a heck of a lot bigger than my 450 square foot 2-car garage.
Yeah.
And so my parents are happy to park in the garage again, and I'm happy that I have space.
That's a lot of space.
That's a lot of space.
You going to be able to fill it up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
awesome. Are you gonna so with that in mind, with all this new space, are you planning on are we expanding
Big time.
any additional business ideas or services or products or anything like that? Like, what's the next 5 years look
Absolutely.
like for you guys?
So one of the big pushes that I'm doing, I started doing it in the end of 2023 and 2024, is having a whole catalog of dining sets
Whew.
that you can just pick from. So I
Nice.
currently have about 40 different dining sets that you can choose from, and we can fulfill one. Now it takes our shop about 3 to 4 days to make one start to finish. We have lead times, and obviously it's going to take you
Sure.
2 to 3 months to get one from us. And so we can fulfill one very quickly. So I'm trying to perfect those systems to make it even more efficient. You know,
Right.
if we could turn a 4-day table into a 2.5-day table, obviously we have glue times and finish times that need
Sure.
to dry.
Yeah, they need
But,
cure.
if we can minimize the amount of manpower that goes into a table, make it more efficient, and essentially make it so that some high school kid can come in, have a day of training, and the next day be making $5,000 tables, that's where I need to be.
Yeah.
And so then that opens up the skilled labor. So it's myself and one other person at the moment, and he's very, very skilled. So that opens up the skilled labor to do the niche projects, something like this, something that, okay, you have to have been woodworking for a while to understand how to
Sure.
do this.
Yeah.
And, the Timber Garage, we get a lot of, I always say we're the company that can do the weird projects for you.
Right. Yeah.
This is kind of a weird table, but
Right.
I've showed you things in BNI. We do a lot of more weird projects,
Yeah.
just random stuff. It seems random to me, but very specific to other people that they need, and they can't find anyone else to do it. And we're the guys that can take that on. And so, that frees up the skilled labor to do those kinds of projects. So I really want to start hammering down, making the dining sets, building the chairs, building the tables, spraying on the finish, all that. I want to make it seamless, just super simple.
So those larger projects, like the
Yes.
dining room sets, how does that ship? Or do you? Because obviously you're not doing business just locally.
Correct.
You're doing it all over the place.
Correct.
How does that look?
So it depends. I always try to convince the customer to come pick it up. They're going
Right.
to save a ton of money that way. If
Right.
you've got
Yeah.
a
Because I'm
pickup
sure
or
it's
a friend with
expensive
a
to ship
pickup,
something like that.
Absolutely. Come get the table. You're going to save tons of money. If you live reasonably close to us, we can negotiate a deal to get you free shipping. For example, just sold a table not that long ago to a gentleman in Botkins. Okay, that's 5 minutes from me.
Yeah.
To make this sale happen, we'll deliver it to you.
Right.
So that's always a negotiating point for me is, okay, how can I get this table to you? Because, a lot of people, let's say they live in Columbus and the shipping comes back at $450. Okay, that $2,500 set's now almost $3,000, kind of getting out of their price point. So I
Right.
start doing some negotiation. Okay, can I meet you in Marysville? Can I do different things like this to try and
exactly.
get that to you?
I mean, that's the nice thing about being a small business, right? I mean, if
Right.
you're a large corporation, it's black and white. It's
black
like,
and
is
white,
this way
yeah.
or is no way?
Right.
That's it.
So I've
That's
got a lot of
fantastic.
flexibility in there on how I can make a deal happen with you. I want to make everyone the perfect set for them.
Right.
And, I can fit your budget a lot of times. If you have some money to play with, I can give you something super nice. But if you have a tight budget, I can still deliver a pretty good table for a reasonable price.
Right.
Absolutely.
So I'll tell you what. So let's dive into the product. So this, guys, is something that, hey, some of my clients actually have seen this past Christmas. So I hope you really enjoyed it. And all of his information's in there. It's a great box, great package, everything. But let's bust that puppy open
Absolutely.
and let's show people.
Absolutely.
Open her
your,
up.
Your customers and the people who purchase from us, they have great taste.
Yeah.
Since they're buying from the Timber Garage,
Absolutely.
they have great taste. And
I'm
so,
going to do this here.
Okay.
You're good. That way you catch you.
Absolutely. So I like to open up the box, and the first thing I always point at is the piece of candy. And
Right.
it says, have a treat. You deserve it.
Yeah.
Your client deserves a treat. And who doesn't like a piece of candy? So now,
I'm a sucker. You should put a whole bag in there.
you're eating a piece of candy as you're opening up your board. And, you got all those happy chemicals going off in your brain
Yep.
from the candy, and you're looking
Oh,
at
yeah.
my logo there. And so on the board here, I always have it wrapped up. I put a little stamp there, my business card, and it says, "You look great on our board," because they're engraved on it. And so you just peel back the sticker,
Open it up. It's like Christmas all over
That's
again.
right.
Look at that. Very slick.
So this is one that
Here, we'll move
a
this
lot
over
of
here,
folks
so it's out
haven't
of the way.
seen, where we do the monogram. And so this is actually a client's board that I'm going to ship out later today. I got to
Very
rewrap
cool.
it. But
Yep.
so, if one person were to go on the website and just buy a board just for them, this is what that looks like. So, it's got their monogram on it. And then on the back, it has my brand, my website down there. And it's just a really thick, heavy cutting board.
Yeah, it is. And now, wood-wise, do we have a variance on styles? Do you get to pick? Do you just already have them ready to go? What's that look like? If you don't mind me asking.
We use a lot of
Check it out,
maple and
guys.
walnut, which is what this is here. When it comes to the different wood types, so this is a standard board for us. So we have maple. I know that it looks like two different species of woods here, but
Sure.
this is all maple. Maple has a lot of variance in grain and color.
Mhm.
And this little dark stripe here is black walnut. And so we do offer another board that would be cherry and maple. And those are the two standard boards. They're readily available.
Nice.
I've got about 50 of them sitting in the shop right now, ready to be shipped out. And if you wanted something custom, you could obviously fill that out on the website.
Right.
You could get a custom board. We are custom woodworking, so you can get something custom from us.
So so just customer experience wise, so like a big thing here, and what he talked about was delivering these to your clients, right? It's a business gift a lot of times.
Absolutely.
I mean, obviously personal use too. If you guys love them, go out to the website at timbergarage.com.
Yes.
Right, and you can put your order in. But from a business standpoint, if you're wanting to thank a customer, thank a client, whatever the case might be, these are great opportunities, and you can buy them in bulk.
Yes.
All right, now hear this. This is the cool thing about it that I liked. So during the Christmas season, we bought a semi-large order, nothing crazy, right? We're not buying 100 of them, but buy a large order. And if you don't have a need, right, at the moment to fill those, and I might be speaking out of turn, but you're going to hang on to them for them, right? Is that for everybody?
That is
okay.
for everyone.
I just wanted to make sure. I was about to say, time out. We're not storing all this stuff.
No.
But yeah, he stored it for us. And as I had the need, we can send them out. We know another individual has like 20 boards over there, and as he has a client that he wants to thank, he's going to shoot over a message, say, "Here's the logo, here's what I want it to say," and ship it out.
Yeah.
It's slick.
Yeah. So, I tried to sell these bulk prices to people, and it's hard for someone to know, okay, 25 people that I want to send a gift to right now.
Exactly.
Yeah, it took me quite a while to come up with that, but eventually I'm like, okay, we got to store this, let them ship it as needed, and it works great.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So, love the business, love the products. People have given me great feedback on it, and that's what I wanted to cover today. So, what is the best way for people to get in touch with you? Is it strictly through the website? Is it through Facebook? Do you have all sorts of mediums? Do you want to email? What works best for you guys over there? Because I'm sure you got stuff coming in from all over the place, and it's nice to kind of narrow down where everything's coming from.
Any way you want to contact me, I'm going to get it. I'm always on my phone. I'm always checking my email. I'm always doing different things. I'm going to get whatever message you send me. If it's on Facebook, if it's an email, if it's a text, if you call me, I'm going to be there. Whatever works best for you, I'm going to get it.
Very good. So, guys, we're going to put a plug out there on our YouTube channel. It's going to have his website. It's going to have his Facebook plug. Everything is going to be on there. And that way you can check out these cutting boards and charcuterie boards. All right. So I had someone ask me, "Hey, my wife and I are arguing about this. Is this a charcuterie board or a cutting board?" I said, "Well, neither of you are right. No one wins because they're both." Right? I mean, because personally speaking, if I have this monogrammed, I want this for display more than I want to cut food on it.
Hey, it's going to
And
hold
that's
up either
my
way.
opinion. But yeah, you can use as cutting boards, and again, it's great for clients, guys. So check out the timbergarage.com. Talk to Luke. Check out his offerings. And again, if you have some custom project, you're building a new home, and you're like, "I want a custom dining room furniture, dining room set," come talk to him. Check out the shop. See what he can do. It's amazing. So is there anything else I missed about your business that you'd like to talk about, Luke?
I don't think so. I think we've got it pretty nailed down.
I think
Custom
so.
woodworking. If you need anything from us, we're your people. The quality we deliver at the price we come in at. Yes, we're a bit more expensive than your standard furniture store, but we're infinitely customizable.
Absolutely. I love it. Guys, that's everything this week. Thank you again, Luke, for coming on today. And this will be out next week. And we are looking forward to some of the feedback. So, guys, when you check out the YouTube channel and you're watching the video, give us some feedback. If you've had bought a product from the Timber Garage, make sure you comment on there. Go out and follow his Facebook page, Timber Garage. And that's it this week. Remember, guys, subscribe on YouTube. Check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and we will catch you all next week.